What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now today's video is going to be about EXP multipliers and any other EXP bonuses that the game provides that either returning players or existing players may or may not be aware of. Now I'm going to go in a specific order here, mentioning some of the items that are basically preset and they're just there for you. You don't really have to set up for each grind session. And then I'm gonna slowly move my way down to items that you use every 30 minutes or 2 hours, whatever the case may be. And I'm also going to be going over some equips that you can use to boost your EXP, whether it is for mules or training mains, whatever the case may be. So first things first, let's go into link skills. So the first link skill that we have is the Mercedes link skill. Now it goes all the way up to level 3, and that means you have a level 210 Mercedes. And trust me, this was one of the most painful thing to train in all of the classes that I have yet to mess with. It might not be the most painful, but definitely is one of the most painful. I think getting it to level 2 is decent enough unless you're trying to push past 250 on a main, but getting it to 210 is definitely worth it if you're planning to go long term in this game. Now the second thing that I have for you is the Evan Link skill. Now the Evan Link skill is very essential because it boosts the duration for runes by almost double the duration, and I'll go over later what runes do for those of you who do not know. But basically it just gives 2 times the XP for a certain amount of time. So when you have more time of having another 2 times the XP that stacks on top of everything, it's extremely nice. So definitely have that link skill in your inventory. And the next thing we have, which I think is not super important, but it is, you know, definitely one of the nicer things to have than to not have. It's not essential, and again, this is level 3, which means getting the character to 210, and that is an Aran link skill. And for Aran, it basically affects the combo orbs that you build from killing a monster and stacking up combos. It's not a huge difference, but it does make a difference. So definitely get it to 210 if you have the chance to, and if you're planning to go long term in this game. All of the link skills that I mentioned can go to 210 and level 3 link skill. And so if you're planning to go long term with this game, it'll definitely help you out in the long run, even though you may or may not see it. And now let's move on to Legion. So the first thing we're going to talk about in Legion is the Legion character, and that is Zero. So for Zero, it is a 10% EXP bonus at level 200, I believe, and 12% at 250. Now you don't have to get your 0 to 250. I just got it to 250 because I was second maining it and I enjoyed playing it, farming it, and I had a good time. So 0 definitely get to 200. It's quite easy to do, and you get 10% EXP, I believe, extra at level 200. The other thing is, as you gain more Legion stats, more Legion levels, more Legion characters, as you expand your grid, you will be able to access the bonus EXP part of your grid. So when you have bonus EXP part of the grid, and now since there are Legion presets, so you don't have to reset everything and just, you know, scramble them around, it's definitely worth having a bossing Legion grid preset and a training Legion grid preset with all the blocks that you can find stacked on top of bonus EXP. And I believe the bonus EXP does give 10% if you max it, I believe. Let me double check on this. So yes, it does give 10% bonus EXP when you max it out at 40 blocks. So definitely a nice to have. If you don't max it out, it's fine. Like, let's say you're at 6k, 4k Legion, whatever case may be, just put as much as you can towards it when you're training, and you know, every little bit is going to add up. Now let's move away from Legion and let's talk about hyper stats. And so for hyper stats, as you see here, it goes all the way up to level 15, and if you can't max it, it's fine, you know, put as much as you can again, similar to a Legion idea. And I would say at minimum have it at level 10 if you're going past 200, because it does, you know, give quite a boost. I think it's 10% at level 15 and something else at level 10. I don't know what it is. But it's definitely worth pushing it to level 10 because the points aren't super much. If you're planning to go above 200, it's definitely, I think, worth having, assuming you one-shot without other hyper stat points in damage and whatever else it may be. And now we move on to Monster Life. This is something of a... It's a very nice to have, but, and here's the big but, it's definitely not easy to get these two monsters in Monster Life. In fact, I don't even think it's worth the time unless you're hardcore training 30 days in a month kind of thing. It's very hard to get these two monsters in Monster Life, and you really only get 6% EXP total, which I guess, you know, every little bit adds up, but I personally have not done this, but it is an option there if you guys want to do it. So the first thing we have is Little Mercedes. Little Mercedes give 3% EXP. And then another mob that is in Monster Life, also an SS mob, which are a pain in the ass to actually acquire, is Little Orchid. Is it Orchid or Orchid? I think it's Orchid. Anyways, so another 3% EXP. Personally, again, I would not do this, but do what you feel like. And then now we have an item in Cash Shop that is strictly limited to characters that are level 250 and below. So once you hit 250, this effect will not work on you anymore. And that is a 2 times Cash Exp. So this basically doubles your EXP for 4 hours or 1 day, whichever duration you choose. And it's kind of annoying because Nexon does not give the option for you to pause the coupons or even use these coupons for, let's say, 2 hour at a time, like a 2 hour option or a 1 hour option, because I'll be honest, I don't have the time, and I know people that don't have the time and dedication to train for 4 hours, you know, non-stop. It's just very exhausting and tiring, and I do wish Nexon could have like a pause feature on these coupons, or have a shorter duration option. I think that would be extremely nice, but that's besides the point. And, you know, having these 4 hour coupons, 2 times EXP coupons from Cash Shop will definitely be extremely nice to have when you're training lower level characters that are below 250, and it definitely does add up a lot. And next we have the Rune 2 times EXP and Combo Orbs. So for Runes, again, I mentioned this previously just before, they give 2 times EXP for a specified duration. Usually it's around 2-ish minutes. I'm not exactly sure on the exact time of it, but it's like 2-ish minutes. But with the Evan skill, it goes all the way up to 4 something minutes. So it's basically almost double. And this Rune 2 times EXP effect applies for on top of basically all of your other buffs. So it's extremely nice to use your runes whenever they come up. And, you know, there is a 15-minute cooldown. Sometimes during haste, there is a 10-minute cooldown instead of a 15-minute cooldown. So it basically increases your EXP by quite a bit per hour. As well as there are events that make, I think it was double the rune EXP and double the combo orb EXP or something like that. But there are events like Sunny Sunday that give special bonuses like that. Now, onto combo orbs. Combo orbs are stacked by you attacking monsters on the map. I don't exactly love the system because if you have to go pee during your 4-hour grind, you either lose the combo orbs or summon some sort of summon that lasts for a minute while you're in the bathroom, or 2 minutes, however far away your bathroom is, honestly. Otherwise, you lose the combo orbs, which is not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but again, every little bit adds up. So I'm not a big fan of the combo orb system. In my opinion, if you're on a map, it should still maintain your combos for a bit. So that's that. And there is a golden combo orb that goes beyond 2,000 combos, but again, once you leave the map or stop attacking for a bit, it does go away and reset back to 0. So not a big fan of the system, but it is what it is. And next we have Burning Field, and this is basically where the Marvel item Firestarter Ring comes into play. And this Burning Field basically drops every 15 minutes as long as you are on the map and attacking the monster, or somebody else is on the map attacking the monster. It's approximately 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes a bit longer if you're not attacking, blah blah blah. But it's a 15-minute drop timer, and I think it's worth having Firestarter service done on your map for at the very minimum 50%. When the map hits 50% or when it hits 60%, it does get quite expensive. It's in Barra right now, slightly more than the cost of a personal MVP buff. So, but definitely take advantage of it because it is quote unquote free EXP, I guess, from Nexon. Not really free because you're paying for Firestarter service, but you know, take advantage of it because it does add up and make quite a difference. Like training on a 100% bonus EXP versus a 0% burning field is a huge difference. So just keep that in mind. And then next we move on to having decent HS, and this is more of a 5th job node that you get, and definitely max it, get it to level 25, add 5 points on top of it for the skill points, and you'll have it maxed at level 30 in your V matrix. Definitely need it because it gives not only drop rate but also a huge bonus in the EXP. And why not? You know, it's free, so you might as well just set it and forget it kind of thing. And for those of you who are not level 250 yet, I mean not 250, when you're not 200 yet, then you can consider having a friend or even paying for something called a BT buff, where basically having a beast tamer and they can go into cat mode and use a skill called Friends of RB, and it basically gives a 30% party EXP bonus, which is a slightly worse version of Decent Holy Symbol. But, you know, again, this helps quite a bit when you're training mules. I've seen quite a bit of people do this, and, you know, definitely consider doing this because it does make a difference. Now we move on to the use. So we're going to talk about what stacks on top of each other and, you know, what buffs you should be buying and setting up before each training session. So the first thing we have up here is the 2x EXP buff, and this is just a typical regular 2x EXP buff. You get it from either Monster Park Extreme on Sunday boxes, you get it from being MVP Silver, Bronze, or Gold, Diamond, Red, whatever. You also get it from the Legion, which is also a 2x, and you can also get it from the Mulong Dojo EXP coupon. Now all of these do the exact same thing for sometimes different periods, different time limits, but they do the exact same thing and they do not stack on top of each other, but you definitely need one of them when you're training. And another thing we have is the gold Mpe Pods, and this is something you get from Monster Park Extreme by talking to the coin shop guy on the left side. I think it's actually a girl. Whichever one you get the green pot and red pot from, it's on the left side. You just got to get coins from doing Monster Park, and you'll be able to buy these gold potions for 10% extra EXP. And, you know, again, it's quote unquote free, so you might as well do it. And then the next one we have is the Exp Accumulation Potion. Now, I personally don't use this a lot because I'm not an alchemist, so I can't use 2 alchemist potions at the same time. So I usually just take this out and put wealth acquisition because I like muscle farming more than I like EXP, apparently. So, yeah. I don't use it, but if you're greedy for EXP, definitely use it. And if you're not using for wealth acquisition potion, you might as well just use this because, again, it's quote-unquote free. I think it's like 20 mil in auction house and lasts for 2 hours, so one of the cheapest things out there to have. So use it if you can. You can even use it for level 200 belows, but it has to be level 70 and above. I don't know why they made that requirement, but they did. So that's that. And next we move on to the last use. Well, it's not really use. The other one's not really a use, but, you know, it's kind of a use, I guess. So it's called MVP 50% bonus EXP coupon, and this is where the pay to win come into play. So MVP with the recent change has given us the option to buy personal MVPs from auction house, which right now is around 25 mil, which is not too bad, and increases your EXP by 50% for 30 minutes. And there's also this MVP atmospheric effect, which somebody can cast on the map, and if you're on the map, then you get that bonus for 30 minutes. They do the exact same thing. It's just one is a use coupon and the other one is an atmospheric effect. So they act the same thing and they do not stack on top of each other, but they do stack with everything else I mentioned in the use. And now we move on to the last part, which is the Eclipse. So for the Eclipse, we have the Pendant of Spirits, and this is definitely recommended that you charge this to the maximum because it is 30% additional EXP. So extremely nice to have. And a bit of a full disclaimer on this: as long as you have this on at reset and you do not log off and you stacked it onto the max, you basically keep your 30% additional EXP maintained throughout reset. However, if you DC like 1 minute before reset and you log on after reset, then you lose it and you have to restart from the beginning, which is kind of stupid again, but again, that's something that for Nexon to figure out. I'm just providing my opinions. I personally don't agree with this. I think as long as you have it on, it should maintain and keep the 30% additional EXP, but it is what it is. That is my disclaimer. Maybe they'll change it down in the future. I don't know. Probably not. Now we also have a super pay to win option that comes from Marvel and I think Philo as well, which is the Ring of Torment. And the Ring of Torment reduces your damage output by 30% and increases your EXP by 15%. I personally don't use it, but I do know some whales that do use it and they do fetch a lot in the market. I think it's like 55 bill right now in auction house or something like that. So the next one we have is for people who are beyond level 200 and have access to the V matrix, and that is the character building node. Now this is not exactly a equip, but I consider it equip because you're actually equipping it onto a slot, so therefore an equip. So this node basically increases your EXP by 50% for 20 seconds for every 100th hit. I don't know what that 100th hit means. It definitely does not activate every 30 seconds like it claims. So I don't know how this works, but it just activates every so often when it feels like it. So yeah, if you have an extra slot and you want that EXP, character building definitely helps. And then lastly, we have the Kinship Ring, and this is more of a pay-to-win kind of ring, and it does exist from time to time in the cash shop from special sales that they have. And the more people that you have, the better the ring is. So equipping this ring just yourself is 10% bonuses, and if you have 4 others with the same ring, you get 30% bonus, which is a pretty big increase. But good luck finding 4 other people who are willing to be in a party with you and then just AFK on your map, because I don't have friends like that. So if you have friends like that, definitely recommend me to them because I need friends like that. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys found it helpful. Let me know if you guys caught me missing any EXP buff multiplier, whatever that I missed, in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe if you found this video helpful and want to see more content like this, and drop a like if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.